All right, so this is a viewer submission here. So I actually have not played a ton of Water, Targon decks together as of yet. Twisted Fate, I think, is easily one of the more powerful champions in this game. 2/2 for 4. Quick attack. When you play him, play a Destiny card. I'm not gonna do the weird voice, I don't think. The person that sent that in, they can do something else. Refill your spell mana or draw a card, deal 1 damage to everything, or deal 2 to something and stun an enemy. So the one thing to note on Twisted Fate is that while it can be appealing to try and build decks to rush to level him up, a lot of these decks that we play him in, they don't level him up rapidly so much they just play him as a value card, and then if he incidentally happens to level, it gets good value out of it. So the rest of the deck is kind of playing the Targon Diana Nightfall package. So Diana, very good aggressively slanted champ that's also nice and controlling. So she allows you to kill your opponent's things of your choosing with her combination of quick attack and challenger if you play her early. And then she levels up pretty quickly in a Nightfall focused deck to be a little bit bigger and consistently gain challenger in order to break things. So, yeah, let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this. This is an off-meta deck, a bit of a brew from a viewer, so I wouldn't be surprised if we make some changes as we go, but we're going to start here and see where we end up at. Yeah, Twisted Fate's like a Flame Tongue Kavu, to make a Magic reference style card, where it's just like, generally 1 for 0 is your opponent when it comes into play, and then he has quick attack, so he's good at attacking into a lot of different board sizes. Right, speaking of value driven, so Swain, Twisted Fate, they are a mid-range deck. It's definitely a game that's going to go long. And honestly, Messenger Sigil is a really interesting card. And I think I'm going to keep this draw 2. This is kind of a sweet Nightfall enabler. So we're actually attacking on evens here. So we'll bank our spell mana on 1. And then on 2, we'll Messenger Sigil to shuffle a bunch of messengers into our deck, and then play Shadestalker out here with her Nightfall trigger. Invisible to the ignorant. Forgive me. Pool Shark here draws us a fleeting card at the beginning of the next round after you play him. And the most expensive card in our deck costs 4, so we can play Pool Shark here as an enabler for this other Shadestalker, and then we'll be able to guaranteed play whatever fleeting card we draw next turn, which is great. This is a card that's tough to put into decks with higher curves because you can't play it for guaranteed value till much later. But here it'll be a good fit for sure. It's possible I'm just supposed to take the pass there and burn their mana, but playing more things out here and getting this going is kind of appealing. It's fine. No blocks, go to... Now this can't attack anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump. So we'll draw 2 cards this turn, one of which is fleeting. There's the fleeting one. It has that color glow on it like we talked about. And now actually, rather than opening attacks, I'm going to play Pool Shark again, because we'll get to Lenari Shadestalker with Nightfall. Yeah, this is Riot's digital card game called Legends of Runeterra, based on League of Legends IP. I've been streaming this most afternoons. New Magic Arena in the mornings. Usually try and do at least 1 Magic deck and 1 Runeterra deck per day for the last month or 2. This is easily my favorite card game right now. A lot of fun, really good core design.
I'm always up for a round or 2.
That's not what the stream classification says. Did Twitch bug? Yep, Twitch bugged. Really need to get that fixed. Thank you for the heads up.
Hold it, partner.
You don't need to untime them out. They were helpful. Fix that, Ryom. Twitch was fucked up. Oh, and then Twitch was fucked up, so I didn't play my Diana. Obviously should have played this to hook the Twisted Fate. We should be in the Runeterra section again now. But Twitch was definitely buggy. The game category jumps around when you update the stream title. Sometimes when I hit update, it jumps back to the game I had previously selected, as opposed to the one that it currently lists. Yeah, I updated it. It was definitely wrong before. Alright, kind of getting paid off for waiting on the Diana, since they would have been able to kill her with the removal spell there. Yeah, it was correct earlier. It got messed up when I changed decks. Who does gold card hit here? Let's find out.
Never lost a fair game.
It's gonna kill Zap, that's sad. Does it break ties at random? Cause so it does the strongest enemy. And strongest, it breaks ties with cost and then, or health and then cost. But if they're all things equal, is it random? Does anybody know? All ties past that are random.
Cold and unforgiving as moonlight. Find your path in the dark and follow
No, it can't be left to right, dude, like, because it hit my opponent's rightmost thing. It counts keywords. Twisted Fate's a lucky fellow, so you had no chance there. Harsh but fair.
Forgive me. I will be heard.
Kind of expecting them to be able to kill Diana here. I think Twisted Fate gets to live for another turn, though. Down to 10. They both had one. No, yeah, Zap's only elusive, right? Oh, he has a tune. He has a tune. A tune's a keyword. Good catch.
We were peaceful once.
Maybe I should have played a Lenari out to get an attack in there with that too. Oh, you know what? The Dusk Petals will be great to discard to Brash Great Gambler here.
Empire above all.
Hey, thanks for the half of your support, Hayes. And if you're someone that does love my Runeterra segments and you're a sub to the channel, make sure you take the time to fill out that sub survey linked in the Discord to give me that feedback.
They forced us to choose.
That's that sub survey is my biggest driving metric for how I balance my content.
Wait a minute.
Be very quiet. We're hunting Swains. I get to discard the Fleeting Hush now too. That's sick.
Around the high stakes table, huh?
There is a tooltip, but the tooltip only tells you 3 ways it breaks ties, and all 3 of those were tied. They were tied on power, toughness, and cost.
After the battle,
What's going on, Top Hat Magic? Okay, so I think we just open attacks, right? And draw a couple here.
Always have a backup plan. Clear off.
You're bluffing.
justify yourself.
Twisted Fate is 1 card away from leveling, so Messenger could level him up here. Not quite good enough, Waffle.
We will be free.
Such little lies.
Hey, Quinner, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Does that indicate Rex in hand? Possibly. Yep. This is fine though, right? So we say, okay, this happens. Yeah, it must have changed, because ours definitely did not resolve left to right. I would love a zero-cost thing to trigger Twisted Fate.
Blue as the serpentine.
So, if I do this, I get to gold card stun this, right? Which sounds great. Get my 2 damage in. And then next turn I have 2 burst spells to trigger this twice. Wonder if we'll see them open on attacks here. If they open on attacks, I have pocket aces to make this big enough to block Swain.
Deal me in.
Bleed for nothing.
So
Who's a good boy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are the goodest boy.
Leave them nothing.
Hey, Mask, thanks for the 12 months of support. Let's get your sword to go with that shield. And Mike McHugh, thank you for the 12 as well. Howdy, howdy, folks. Here to apply for a sword. Let's get some swords handed out, huh? Yeah, definitely, Wellborn. Add a deck, bump a deck, whatever you're into. I usually, just generally speaking, I don't like to let people do the ASMR request on someone else's deck, because I don't want to ruin someone else's experience. Timeout, dude, light. That one I could do. That one I could do. Ezreal, eh? You do good work. Thank you, I have the fire. I appreciate that. I think I keep a Hush here, and I think I'm going to keep these other 2 as well. I really, like, Pool Shark's a card that the quality of, like, based on your deck construction, the quality of this card varies so greatly. And I love this card in these archetypes where you curve out at 4. Feels really stellar. You can like play this as early as turn 3 and know you're gonna get value. Target and Bilgewater continuing to be my 2 favorite regions with this set of games. Feels real good. Hey, there's a slot bot. Let's do it. Let's play. Thermo beam me, daddy. You know you want to. You know you want to thermo beam me. What is ASMR? ASMR.
It's when you get really close to the microphone and you kind of talk like this.
There's other little details that go into it more than that too, but for the most part, it's talking real creepy like that. It's real soft, soothing tones. Any viable Teemo decks? Yeah, I think the Frozen Teemo deck from last season is still very good, and we played a Teemo Diana deck that felt very reasonable as well. You can scroll back in it was definitely a favorite deck marked, so you can find that on my YouTube channel.
What did we get?
Oh no. Oh no, Slotbot. Slotbot, you're not supposed to go to 1 toughness against the Piltover deck, Slotbot. No, not Slotbot. I think I save him. I'm gonna save him. I love you, Slotbot. I don't know if this play is right, but I love this Slotbot. And I'm not gonna let him just die like that.
The treasure was in me the whole time.
Have you played Teemo Fizz since the new season started? I've not, Dark Rider. At the end of last season, I felt pretty confident that Teemo Fizz kind of ended up being a worse version of Twisted Fizz. So I focused more on playing that. Huh? Do I want to Spacey Sketcher? I'm not sure.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
Can you hush Slotbot to have it gain health? I don't know the answer to that. Are there VODs or YouTubes of this ASMR? Yes, there are. There should, some of them, at least some of them are tagged. It's definitely a creepy thing I've done before, though, on stream. So, I have to give up my Spacey Sketcher fleeting card here to play Diana, but I think this is worthwhile because I get to do this and support Diana here, which is great. This is a permanent buff, so this Diana's just a 4/4 now. Yeah, this card's very, very good with Diana. Probably Brash Gamblering, ditching Dusk Petal, and other Brash here.
I'm feeling lucky.
Are there any Runeterra creatures resemble the flash mechanic from MTGA? So, there are some things that are burst spells that make creatures, but if you think about it, in a way, every Runeterra creature has flash, right? And I honestly think that's kind of why I love Runeterra as a game so much, because I love playing on my opponent's turn in Magic, and you always get to play on every turn in this game. A 6/7 here is very hard for target Piltover to deal with. I don't think the opponent's archetype is very good. Having played with it before, I think it's aggressively mediocre.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
Never lost a fair game.
Yeah, I think the most direct comparison is definitely a burst spell that would create followers, but I think There isn't a super, like, in general. You just get to do everything every turn.
Soak it in.
Do I just play this out to not lose my mana?
Find your own light
fine.
within the darkness. Your light is a lie.
You like easy target? I mean, if you like it, you can win games with it. I just think from a raw power level, it's not very good. Hush, little Ezreal, don't say a word. You're not gonna attack past my blockers. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Hesitation's a tell.
Hesitation's a tale. We're killing Diana and not Twisted Fate. Interesting. Okay.
No.
Wonder if they have another one? They might have another one. Aha!
I'm always up for a round or two. Blue as the serpentine.
Blue as the serpentine. Who's got two thumbs is gonna level this Twisted Fate? This guy right here.
Something up my sleeve.
I probably should have supported something else here. It does, so it depends on the champion, Violet Journey. So in Twisted Fate's case, he does not, because Twisted Fate says, I've seen you draw 8 cards. Diana, our other champion, is a good example of one that doesn't. She just says, you've activated Nightfall 4 times.
I guess you can win them all.
Yes, you can win them all. So here I am, minding my own business, doing work for once, when I hear my name call out on my not work speakers and bam, timeout. Mods are bullies, dude. They're bullies. No good, dirty bullies. Yeah, this thing's been sweet. Diana and Twisted Fate are like 2 of my top 3 favorite champs. Top 3, top some number of champs. I like a lot of the champs in this game. I don't know that I'm in love with Spacey Sketcher. I feel like I kind of feel like Brash Gambler's been like really good. I kind of think I want like a couple of gift givers here. And then like, is it crazy to play a third Brash Gambler? What's my curve look like? My curve isn't hideous with a third Brash Gambler. No, so like, Urchin would be bad for a lot of the same reason that Spacey Sketcher is feeling awkward, in that I just want to be able to have extra things to discard. Yeah, this deck definitely is not great at leveling Diana as built, and that's something maybe we want to change that. I don't actually know offhand if that's something we need to necessarily fix. How do we feel about Crescent Guardian over Slotbot? I kinda don't hate that. I know I just professed my undying love to Slotbot, but I also like Crescent Guardian. Hey, Sakuo, thank you for the 2/3 VR. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Make sure if you get a second, you fill out the sub survey that was linked. Take a peek. I haven't looked at that since this morning. How many responses have we gotten? 716 responses to the survey so far out of my 2,243 subscribers. 56% for Runeterra, that's an all-time high, and 28% say it is their favorite content on the channel. That's sweet. Good stuff, good stuff. I would be willing to bet that those numbers are going to grow with time. All right, Swain Twisted Fate. Definitely in for my 2-for-1s. Going to mulligan the pocket aces.
Night flowers upon my blade.
Night flowers upon my blade.
Lunari, rise!
Who's a good boy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Do I play this knowing I might have to discard the card I draw? I don't think so.
Where do you stand on cold shots?
It's our time!
What percentage of people was it that they said was cool with whatever? I don't know offhand. I do know one metric I've been tracking is how many people have said they're only subbing for Runeterra or variety segments. Last month when I did my survey, I had 25 people that said they were here for Runeterra and variety exclusively, and this morning when I checked, I was up to 35 of those. There's a lot of different data metrics I can track based on what people are interested in, just based on those couple of questions. So I'm getting a trigger from this next turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this out, and we'll bank a spell mana here, I think. I don't think I want to play another. So we actually just added 3 more Nightfall cards, and I think like 12 Nightfall cards is plenty for Diana. Especially in a deck like this where we draw extra cards. It's fine.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared.
Denari Priest as a 3-drop could be good too. I think that's a little bit too clunky. I think I have enough top end in Brash Gambler. I think if we think Brash Gambler's not good enough, I could see that being okay, but honestly, Brash Gambler's been pretty good so far.
Invisible to the ignorant.
Been pretty happy with this one. She puts Twisted Fate into overdrive, it feels like. Well, that's rude.
Be brave.
Is decking an issue? Probably not. Not only is the body on Priest kind of mediocre, but so not only is the body mediocre, but the fact that it's so inconsistent, like the range of what it gives you is so wide, is a big deal.
Ill met by moonlight.
Do you have a way to kill Diana? A way to stun Diana. Rude.
For truth.
Ideally, I'm going to try and save these salvages for post Twisted Fate coming into play, I think. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here and lose one of my spell mana, and probably plan to play out Brash Gambler on their turn. Discarding some of these. That's fine.
No.
Nice, dirty digits. Come and get it. That's the fleeting one.
Nutrition. I became a soldier.
Yeah, I think I want to just do this turn, and we'll just bin that along with one of the dust petals now.
Something the matter? Scratched.
Live in the moment.
So Brash Gambler draws 2 fleeting cards when we play it.
Why are you here?
These will be ones we want to use up here.
Too slow.
Wonder if we'll see Twisted Fate out of them here. I think I am gold carding. Or am I just like getting my... I'm gonna get him leveling and just blue card here. Yeah, tier 2 and tier 3 subs get higher shilling multipliers. What is self-control you speak of? I'm pretty sure I'm bastioning to protect Twisted Fate here. Huh? I think I need to save this to protect TF, right?
Blue as the serpent.
Oh, we can't block Swain now. Do I want to play Crescent Guardian then and give up Mentor of the Stones? I think that's the play. I think we're like all in on Twisted Fate. We want to try and keep him alive. Gotta give this up. It's fine. It was a free roll from the Gambler anyways, right? So... we're stunning Twisted Fate. Okay, so we're gonna try and Raven him then. Maybe I'm supposed to protect him. Maybe I'm supposed to protect him from the initial stun there. if I'm putting them on Raven's block, because they could have multiple flocks because they currently have Swain in play, and it would potentially stop them from leveling this. It also might be wrong to play this Pool Shark out here. It might be right to prioritize playing Brash Gambler, so that way I could have 2 blockers for Swain potentially after he levels up. I think I messed up and was supposed to stop the skill on this. If they have another one of these, I'm gonna get super punished. Much longer am I planning to be live for? Another 45 minutes to an hour? Okay, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Their time has come. Bleed or not, victory awaits.
Nah, that link's fine, Cody. So Swain's level is a total monster. I think we're probably out of this game.
Wait a minute. Win.
Guy needed to be able to level Twisted Fate to have a shot.
I'm feeling lucky.
They have a boat here. We're probably done.
Order, sir. Bring forth our army.
Yeah, this just stuns all of our stuff every turn.
Can't win if you don't play.
Can't win if you don't
Always
play.
have a backup plan.
Ain't that the truth? These cards are just kind of king of the mid-range. If we could have flipped Twisted Fate, he would have let us beat through that, I think, but Twisted Fate's much harder to level up than it is to get both of those in play. Feel like I'm happy with my sequencing for the most part. We couldn't play around the second removal spell there. This actually seems great. Lead on Dustspringer. Hey, I really appreciate you dropping off the Prime Pylon. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're staying safe out there. If you're looking for something sweet in your spare time, I would definitely recommend checking out Runeterra. Plays really well on mobile too, in addition to PC. Easy to fit in a game here or there. Twisted Fate's probably the hardest champion to flip in the game. Yeah, probably, with good reason too, though. We just go ahead and bank our spell mana here. And then I could go ahead and Pool Shark into Shadestalker here. So they're playing Sajani Gangplank. Both of these champions level when they damage my Nexus in different rounds.
No more hiding.
Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Here's our fleeting card. So probably just Gambler here, huh? And get rid of that one. If they Powder Monkey, we'll just take 3. In Runeterra, how important is curving out? Imagine hitting your 1-2-3 on curve is important along with your lands, but in Runeterra, you have spell mana. So, resource efficiency in general is still important in Runeterra. It's just you don't have to be resource efficient in the same way. So in Runeterra, being resource efficient doesn't mean spending all your mana each turn. So you still get behind in Runeterra if you still get behind in Runeterra by letting mana be wasted. It's just a little bit harder to let your mana get wasted in this game
I'm always up for a round or two.
because of the spell mana system.
Says I don't share.
Goodbye, friends. And I've talked about this before, but spell mana really just feels like this really elegant fix to curve variant that we have in other games. The linear resource progression in Runeterra feels like a great way to solve mana flood and mana screw that games like that Magic has as a game, and then the spell mana part of it goes even one step further to give you even extra insulation against other issues that other card games like Hearthstone still have. Yeah, I agree with Innuendo. Mechanically speaking, it is the biggest innovation about the game. Yeah, and the mana system also definitely lends itself to the priority system being really interesting and elegant as well. Big agree on that. Yeah, Brash Gambler's always been there. We definitely played this last set.
Success gets you noticed around here.
We have a lot of ways to save Twisted Fate here. Second point of toughness on Brash Gambler here, proving to be the savior in this case, which is nice.
I deal in coins and carnage.
Well, that's unfortunate.
You point, I shoot. Son of a...
Nothing lasts forever.
What about shared turns? I feel like the shared turns, in a lot of ways, is kind of an extension of how Magic's priority system works. It's a little bit different, obviously, but there's a lot of similarities there.
I rarely forget, never forgive.
I think I'm actually just gonna Gambler, ditch these.
Win big or die trying.
They're at 4. I'm gonna get to play this other Shadestalker out here, too.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat. Get to work.
So this is still 2 turns away from leveling up, so they're not leveling it this round, which is good for us. Just gonna go ahead and keep this alive, I think. Have a couple of these. My elusives are lethal next turn, which is nice.
Night flowers upon my blade.
I'll show him pain.
Just gonna take 5 here. And then pass. They want to let me open attacks, that would be great.
Ready, Rex?
Good to go. Let her rip.
So there's exactly 2 of these targeting my Shadestalker. Yeah, so I bash in the elusive, then try and kill them on open attacks. I have Pale Cascade to theoretically kill them with either. So we need to not get, we did not get, what's it called? We need to not get, Harsh Winds.
For truth.
Kalista, Elise, Crescent Guardian doesn't seem good to start. This doesn't seem good to start. Definitely keeping Twisted Fate and Lenari Dustbringer. And Tabulous.
Light flowers upon my blade. No more hiding.
Oh, fresh soil.
Going to 12 here. I'm just gonna go ahead and Messenger Sigil into Crescent Guardian here.
Give them a chance.
Deal one here. Lulu is bugged currently, yeah.
What lurks in the shadows.
I believe they said they're looking at next week for a bug fix for Lulu.
I'm always up for a round or two. Lou
Bugged
has the
out.
serpent.
She heals things back to full health that shouldn't be healed back to full health in some situations. I think if they open attacks here, I throw my 5-1 instead of in front of the 4-3 here. If they don't open attacks, I think we start on the good boy.
Nothing escapes my watch. There you are.
Game. Go on then.
Watch the ball, folks.
Watch the ball, folks.
This way.
You won't suffer long.
Where you going?
It might be wrong to save Twisted Fate here. He's gonna go down to 1 toughness anyways, and they kind of signaled like they had a Vile Feast with a play they made earlier. They could have just been lining up the other one of those though too. It's hard to tell. Sure.
Win big or die trying.
Trying the high stakes table, huh?
So if they can't kill Twisted Fate here,
They weren't expecting callers.
Live in the moment.
All or nothing.
Fury punishes attacking with Twisted Fates. Let's not do that.
My sleeve.
Looks like I'm on a hot streak.
Okay, we're gonna lose this Bastion, but we leveled Twisted Fates. So that's nice.
So young.
So we can Lanari Dustbringer, which Lanari Dustbringer blue card, so we draw a card. Then we can Dusk Petal, which will red card, and then we can Diana, which will gold card. It is all coming together.
Light within the darkness. Yours is a light I cherish, young sister.
And I've got backup Twisted Fate here too. Another Pale Cascade, huh? Yep, love it.
I'll take a dead ordinary love.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
Blue as the serpentine.
You can say paid actor or something like that.
We will resist. You leave me no recourse.
They tried to blind me with resplendence, but they could not break me.
Oh, I'm probably supposed to put the 2-1 in front of here, right? I'm losing my 2-2 now and I didn't need to.
The full moon awakens the soul.
Can see the Demacian border from here.
Now, something that's worth mentioning here is Twisted Fate kind of makes our burst spells play as not burst spells, because if I play a burst card, I have to wait for his trigger to go over the stack, which is a little unfortunate. That being said, I'm pretty sure that's the play.
Come, a new phase away. Moonlight guide me.
So I want these two things to happen, which kills all of those. And then if they play out a big thing here, I can still gold card, right? So now I think I Pale Cascade again on here, which puts gold card on this stack as well. So I'm gonna end up at 5, but then they'll get one opportunity to play something and I'm gonna get to attack.
Our light grows brighter.
Yeah, so this'll get stunned, and then she can hook whatever other blocker they play, and everything else gets to get in.
We speak, and they will
Level
hear us.
Twisted Fate is so much fun. Yeah, he just gets to do all the thing and gives you tons of sequencing decisions. I think Diana's definitely my favorite champion in the game now. Not even just out of the new set. She just pairs with so many things that I love doing. Her like Nightfall package is just so elegant in all these different mid-range decks. I like Fizz too. Fizz is a sweet one. He's a real tricky champion. right, Scouts aggro. Let's see how we do in a more controlling role. We're definitely not the beatdown here. I think Diana is good to keep, and Twisted Fate. These are decent controlling cards, but I'm mulligan these two because I don't need to be protective or aggressive. Perfect. Is there a Fizz deck this expansion? I think Twisted Fizz is still very good. Played Twisted Fizz last season. It was decent.
The journey is difficult. These will protect you.
If you lock in burst spells while attacking on an empty board, they won't be able to make a blocker. Sure, but the chain was already out there, which meant that they were going to get to play a blocker when it was done before I got to attack. And I didn't want to start the turn by attacking and playing out a bunch of things, because then they would have been able to block with the things they already had set up. Really slow start for the opponent here. Feel like that bodes well for us?
No prey, no pay.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
Set sail. This is not the way.
Might be better to pocket aces there. I could go either way.
Hell of a day.
Sure, pre-rates.
Deal me in.
Blue cards are great, chat. Blue cards are great in more than just Magic. We get to get an attack in here, making this a 4/4. It'll be very hard for them to kill.
Fool do not doubt.
Again, this is a permanent grant. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards here, so we'll want to Messenger Sigil. So that way we don't lose our burn our draw next turn. Messenger Sigil doesn't seem great. It's been fine. It's a really good cheap Nightfall enabler. I've actually been really impressed with Bank Spell Mana, Sigil into Diana on 2.
Nothing gets between me.
Has felt really good.
We'll find our enemies wherever they hide.
We were peaceful once.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd call it like game breaking or anything like that, but it's like definitely like in the realm of okay, I think.
We will resist.
I think I do this in pocket aces here, huh? Looking to not get Rangers resolved. Okay, everything worked out better than expected. Yeah, warning shots similar, except it's similar except that it doesn't give you messengers in your deck later. Yeah, Brash Gambler's been stellar. Brash Gambler with gems and the Dusk Petals have felt really good. You know, honestly, if my opponent passes here, I'm just gonna burn their mana, I think.
Got your back.
Night descends. Face your heretic.
Press on.
Smell that? A fight's a cooking.
Fights are cooking.
The full moon awakens the soul.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat.
Yeah, I agree, Percy. The core of what's going on here seems great. Have felt impressed so far.
Runeterra.
Be very quiet. We're hunting Bannerman.
Turn me to the sea.
We are one card draw from TF Flip.
Unseen.
Find your path in the dark and follow no false light.
Having Bastion to protect Twisted Fate has also been stellar.
One banner, one destiny.
See, chat, you gotta be up on the emote metagame. The right juice box at the right time will put them away. Emotes confirmed, pay to win. Juice box is busted. Please nerf juice box. Alright, this is the other good aggro deck in the format. Let's see how this feels. What's the current deck score? You can always type exclamation point score in chat to find the current score.
A little luck for those who need it. I'm actually here. Don't think I won't unmake you because I will.
I will. Am I just passing? I might just be passing. I guess I could gem burst on here. I don't hate that.
They say these were from the Protector himself. Charge? This is not the way. What could have been?
Hey, sounds good, comic. Stay safe out there.
No more lies. I will be heard.
They can't riposte me. They can Rangers resolve me. But like if they're burning Rangers resolve on this attack, that's a win for me, right? Let's get to gobble it up.
We playing bilge rules, son?
Playing build rules, son.
Pledge yourself to the shadows.
Alright, gotta give up a fleeting card, but let's gold him.
Never lost a fair game. Or played one.
Harsh but fair. Oh, the gold card kills the other one then. That's great. Let me check with the boss. I think Christy has groceries for delivery placed this evening.
Lady Luck is smiling.
That's a real good one.
We were peaceful once. Invisible to the ignorant.
This is a atypical card that they don't normally play. That's very, very good against us. Unfortunately, dude, like, I can't relate today. I appreciate your offer, though. Okay, I think we're just, like, YOLOing this and hoping to catch back up with her fleeting cards. Yeah, I think there's a good chance Dragon's better than Lancer because of its stat line.
Don't think I won't unmake you because I will.
Consider running Zap over Salvage. So I don't know.
You're so hungry.
Yeah, I don't. This actually works out pretty okay for us, right? Because we get to Pale Cascade now. I think you'd cut Messenger. Messenger's felt fine.
Longer.
This is felt fine. I don't know that I want to pull the curve of the deck up that much, Percy. Spacey Sketcher is awkward because you can't play it early, is the issue with it. We started with Spacey Sketcher and I cut it because I'm not a huge fan of that card. I'm not a huge fan of that card as a Nightfall enabler. It just feels super awkward. Like here, right? Like this Messenger is great. Who's a good boy? This is a good boy right here, chat.
They forced us to choose death or the blade.
They want me to cut you, good boy. I'm not listening to them. I won't give in. Hold on to Bastion for now, I think. And end and see what they do here. Or is that enough? I don't care. I'm into paying mortgages. Thanks for keeping me around, Jack. I wouldn't be here without folks like you. Even if you do just like all of it, I would appreciate it if you take a quick minute and fill out the sub-survey and say that. Giver has looked good. Yeah, the two givers have been good so far. Especially with the extra gamblers. They've looked really stellar. Okay, so Demacia, Ionia, just Lulu. I'm gonna mulligan Crescent Guardian and Salvage here, I think. Keep my cheap play and my controlling card. You know, honestly, the other thing that's been good too is the 3-drop support gem creator has been excellent not only with Brash Gambler, but with both of our quick attack champions. I think Swain is still strong. Yeah, the Swain is one of the better performing things up on Mobilytics, if I recall correctly. It gets super reasonable. Swain, Twisted Swain. It's just like a good kill all the stuff deck.
Whoa, you gotta focus.
Yeah, it's one of, if not the best deck in the format. I agree with that assessment.
Find your own light within the darkness.
Yours is a light I cherish, Moon Sister. It's our time.
Might struggle against certain top-end decks. I don't know if that's strictly true, Sphinx, because Twisted Fate generates a ton of value. Like, I would not be surprised if you, like, are competitive against the Assault decks because you just flip Twisted Fate.
Light flowers upon my blade. The promise of a new moon upon you, Bloom Tender.
I think I just end round, right?
played one.
Or played one.
Who says I don't?
Yeah, some of the time you can just kill Aesol, but like level Twisted Fate goes toe to toe with a lot.
Looks like trouble.
Twisted Fate is strong against Aesol in League of Legends too. That's hilarious. That's unfortunate.
Come out.
Do I just gambler here and like ditch these two? That's my play.
I'm feeling lucky.
Oh, I'm so fucking dumb. They have another. Okay, well they punted back. They also forgot they had another combat step. I was gonna concede, but they just gave us a free card back, so maybe we'll try again. I feel you. I almost just did that to opponent. I mad feel you. Almost conceded when I messed up, but then you kicked the ball back. So like, yeah, I get it. I get it. Card games are hard, chat. Shake it off. Garen, Lux, Aesol. So they're either 2, 2, and 2, or this is 3, 2, and 1, right? I think I full mulligan this, looking for a more aggressive start. Nailed it.
They forced us to choose death or the blade.
Death or the blade.
Lunari,
Traces? Traces? This probably means they are.
I've got your back.
Well, that's rude.
Honor guide me.
Yes, they could technically be playing less than 6. That's true.
We will be free.
Again, this is why I've liked Messenger. I agree that Warning Shot could potentially be okay in a similar role, but Messenger has some good upside in the mid to late game. And he's the goodest boy, chat. He's just the goodest boy.
You're covered. I cannot turn back. Face your heretic.
My duty's done.
Yeah, it has some Twisted Fate synergy in the late game too. So it has synergy with this in the early game, and it has late game synergy with Twisted Fate.
One star's whoopsie is another spark. Paint your feelings.
Rats, they opened attacks. So I have 6 total mana. So I can go Dusk Petal into Cascade into Crescent Guardian.
Bloom and fade with the morning.
I should be done for the day. I'm not counting well. This deck's been fun. It's funny. I mentioned to Krista yesterday that when I originally moved to doing streaming 7 days a week, my initial intention had been to do shorter hours each day. And then when the Runeterra set released last week, I wanted to do more Runeterra. And I've been doing 6 to 8 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last week and a half now. And it's catching up to me. So, I like the core of this deck a lot. I think this is probably, I agree, Innuendo. I agree with Percy that like the core of what's going on here actually seems really, really stellar. So what are my thoughts? Yeah, I like the core of this one too. I honestly don't know that I would have changes on things offhand. I think Messenger Sigil is probably this is like the weakest card in the deck, probably the card that's like not played in anything else. But I actually was really impressed with this card with Diana, and explicitly because Messenger Signal and Dustbringer, this gives us 6 cards to be able to Nightfall, Diana, or Shadestalker on 2. And I think being able to either get aggressive with this on 2 or get controlling with this on 2 is both of those things are really good. I also love Pool Shark in this deck because we curve out at 4 and we don't even have that many 4s. So being able to Pool Shark on turn 3 to enable a 2-mana Nightfall was also great. This deck levels Twisted Fate. We leveled Twisted Fate, I don't know, we played for an hour and a half almost, and we leveled Twisted Fate probably 4, 5, or 6 times. Really, really felt like we were good at leveling Twisted Fate between Brash Gambler and Salvage and just like draws off of Cascade. This card is really, really good at leveling Twisted Fate, and normally she has a very big downside, except when we generate gems with things like Mentor and Gift Giver and even Bidding Dusk Petals, we really mitigate that downside that Brash Gambler has attached to it. I feel like probably the weakest card in the deck is Crescent Guardian. Aside from the Sigil, I mentioned that one, but like of the other cards we're playing, this one I think probably felt the most lackluster to me, and it was okay in certain spots too. I feel like because we're drawing as many cards as we're drawing, I think even with only, what would that be, 9 Nightfall cards, you still level Diana pretty consistently. My desktop background, I think, could share the answer to what we want in that slot. Yeah, Hired Gun could be good, but as my desktop background would imply, I have a love for this card. Yeah, we had Slotbot in the initial build. I don't know that I love that card. This could be good though. Like we have the other Elusive, and this technically draws a card towards Twisted Fate. And if you like look at the cards that Zap is drawing, like Sigil's a little bit of a miss, but like, yeah, Zap drawing Pale Cascade or drawing Pocket Aces or Bastion or Hush all sounds great. See, I think my last change I would make, I'm gonna leave this one in my editor, and it'll probably be something I poke at off stream. I think this will be something that I would try in that last slot. It pulls the curve up a little bit more, but we still have plenty of 1s and 2s, so I think that's probably fine. Yeah, this one felt sweet. All right, at any rate, I am done for today. My schedule for the weekend is, I'm planning to do, that's the wrong weekend. This is the weekend. I'm planning to do 1 Magic deck and 1 Runeterra deck tomorrow and Sunday morning to start. We're going to do a variety segment. We're going to play one of my old favorite classics from when I was growing up, Morrowind, tomorrow as a variety segment. And then next week, I am planning to scale my hours back a little bit, but I'm not planning to scale back that much on Runeterra. So I'm planning to cut Magic back to 1 deck per day and do 1 to 2 Runeterra decks still most of the days. Yep, because next week is the Magic set release. After this, so 2 weeks to Magic set release. Am I using mods that I mentioned from Morrowind? Yeah, there's one big massive world overhaul that like fixes bugs and expands some of the base cities there in the game that I haven't used before that had good reviews. So I'm gonna use it. I think it's a Morrowind overhaul or Morrowind Reborn or something like that. Is what I did. I spent like an hour the other night doing Google searches for different mods that exist in 2020, and like there's some that have been worked on for like a decade or more. So I found that one that looked like it would be a vanilla-ish experience with a little bit of things that were different, so I won't be able to remember everything exactly as from when I played it, you know, a decade and a half ago. Link for the last LR deck. It's in the Mobalytics deck page there. I guess I can get it right to you. Oh, let me update it actually. It's a good question. Let me give you. Let me post a deck code. I'll update my Mobalytics page now. Normally I do that before I post underneath. So yeah, the build with Zap will be the one on there momentarily. All right, that's it for me, folks. I appreciate you all. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good one. Stay safe out there.